It has been 1 week since Health Secretary RFK Jr.'s newly appointed CDC panel moved to change the recommendation for newborn vaccines, including hepatitis B. It opens the door for parents to opt out of vaccines, especially those that come earliest in an infant's life. Here to talk all about it is our 9 News health expert, Dr. Payal Kohli. So hi, happy Friday. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
So let's dive right in. How can a newborn get hepatitis B? Is it from the mom?
So the most common way is from mom, but we have to know that that's not the only way. In fact, you can get it from surfaces, so it lasts on surfaces up to a week. You can get it from household contacts. So imagine when you have a new baby, who all is coming into contact with that baby, right? You got grandparents visiting and others, and so they could not even know that they have it and give it to the baby. You can even get it from things like nail clippers, in fact.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why is this decision so controversial?
So did you guys have your kids get the shots?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was it even a question?
I just listened to my pediatrician because I trusted her.
The drops in the eyes, the shots, I'm like, take care of it,
Yep.
let's go.
So the transmission can be asymptomatic. So half of people infected with chronic hepatitis B, asymptomatic, right? And we know that since this was introduced in 1991, guess how much the rate of hepatitis B infection in newborns has dropped? 99%.
Wow.
So you're talking about getting rid of something that's safe, that's been around for decades, that's extremely well tolerated by babies, and protecting them from a virus that a lot of people carry around without even knowing that can live on surfaces that they could get exposed to. So to me, it's almost a disservice to the baby taking away this decision, and a disservice to the parents who think that perhaps it's coming as a result of some new data or some new information, when in fact we know that nothing has changed. This is just something that we're changing because we want to. Now, there are countries out there that don't give newborn hepatitis B vaccinations, and they have a very high rate of newborn chronic hepatitis B infections, not surprisingly.
Right, the data kind of speaks to that.
It really does, yeah.
What about vitamin K? Because that was also brought up by the newly appointed CDC.
Yeah, so a vitamin K is something that the placenta does not give to the baby, because when the baby's inside the uterus, in utero, it actually doesn't want vitamin K because it affects bone development. So as soon as the baby's born, however, the baby needs vitamin K for clotting factors. In fact, in countries where they don't give vitamin K injections, they just give it orally, babies have a higher risk of bleeding in the brain and a higher risk of strokes. So imagine baby needs a clotting factor that baby doesn't have, baby can't make. It's a necessary vitamin, and we've decided to make it elective to give vitamin K injections. And a lot of parents are worried that this is a vaccine. It's not a vaccine, it's just a vitamin K injection that you really want to give your baby to protect them from these fatal brain bleeds and other types of bleeds.
Then why mess with this? Like, are there any actual medical concerns about vitamin K? Like, why are we even dealing with this?
Honestly, I have no idea why this has come up. Vitamin K has been around since the 1960s, been given to newborn babies all over the world, and we see that it's extremely safe and well tolerated. Of course, when you give baby an injection, they could have a little injection site reaction. There's an extremely rare risk of an allergic reaction, but you're not going to get cancer or jaundice or any other bad things from vitamin K. And some parents say, okay, well, I'll put it in the formula. We know that breastfed babies don't get vitamin K from breast milk. And formula doesn't have vitamin K either. And in fact, even if you supplement vitamin K in the formula, babies' intestines can't absorb vitamin K because they don't have the bacteria in there that helps with absorption. Even adults don't absorb it from milk. We get it from like our leafy green vegetables and such. So it's really, to me, shocking that a lot of parents are turning this down, knowing that this is something that could potentially prevent your baby from having a stroke.
But I don't think they know all the facts, unfortunately, Dr. Kohli. There's so much misinformation out there. I mean, listening to you, hopefully our viewers listening, it all makes sense, right? But if you go and Google, you have all these things that, and depending your algorithm, it's going to validate whatever misinformation belief that you already have.
It's so true, Sam. You're so right about this, and I wish that people would go to the American Academy of Pediatrics, which is the professional organization for their kids. They would go to their pediatricians rather than making decisions on their own in a bubble. Because if you ask any pediatrician in the United States, if you ask the American Academy of Pediatrics, they're very strong on this, that vitamin K injections save babies' lives, and hepatitis B vaccination to newborns is life-saving as well.
Yeah, I just don't understand. I'm perplexed
Yep.
on why we're pulling things back when things have worked for, tens of dozens of years.
Well, and this is
for
what a
us.
lot of experts are saying, Alex, is that if we start dialing back now the hepatitis B vaccinations, we're going to get a surge of hepatitis B infections, just like we've seen with measles. We've seen cases happening and happening. It had been something that had been eradicated.
Well, we're glad you're setting the record straight, Dr. Kohli. Thank you so much.